Hello class, welcome to our new week, February 8th through the 13th, and this week is focused on universal design for learning. And so there's this concept of universal design, and then there's a concept of universal design for learning. So you'll take a look at some information about some of these items and universal design, and then you'll look at it from a universal design for learning perspective. And this is a fantastic theory that can really help you. It is on this intersection between technology and education, technology and learning. And so it's a good concept to present in this class about how to create learning experiences, how to create lessons, projects, whatever it is, to help people to learn, but also that uses universal design, which is to help to the extent possible as many people, to reach as many people as possible. And so this universal design framework has a pretty good research base, and it's pretty well backed in the research studies about providing multiple means of students doing many different things. And unlike the learning styles research base, which is not very good, the universal design one is very good. And so although you probably have heard of universal design, not as much as learning styles, is my guess anyway. So we'll be doing a bunch of activities this week about that, universal design. You'll go through some readings on universal design itself and looking at those principles. And then you'll look at universal design for learning. We'll transition to that with a video and some more readings on the different principles of universal design. This comes from the UDL Center and some very good information there. Although the readings are a little bit lengthy for websites, so prepare yourself for that. And then finally we'll finish with learning styles, about learning styles and about learning styles additional. And there's some information from Daniel Willingham that he presents about how learning styles really are kind of a myth. Like you'll have to listen. You'll get the idea once you watch the videos about those. And then there's a discussion this week, and we're talking about again equal access for learners on this universal design idea. And talking about how instead of the learner being disabled, it's the curricula that are disabled in what they can do, who they can teach, what they can teach, and how they can teach. And do you agree with this, and why or why not? Finally, to round out the week and finish things up, there's a project preview, and that introduces you to a new project which will be upcoming, the awe-inspiring copyright poster project. And so that will be coming up in a couple of weeks, so that you can, and the reason why it's here is just so that you can prepare for that. I believe it's due on the 27th of February, so it'll be up in that week. So those are the activities for this week. It's really windy here in Aberdeen. Hopefully it's not as windy wherever you are if you're not in Aberdeen. But I do want to encourage you to go ahead and get started on this week's activities and post on the discussion board. Remember to post on the discussion board before Wednesday if you can. Make sure you make your initial post before then, or before the end of Wednesday anyway, so that you have plenty of time to get responses in and that there are plenty of people interacting on that board. And also, as far as your projects from last time, the Meaningful Learning Framework projects, I'll be grading those soon, and you'll need to check the Dropbox for your grades on those once I have graded those. So have a great week, and we'll see you later.